Good morning. Good morning. Look, I done scared the damn dog. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What is it? It is 9:32 in New England. I just wanted to come live real quick because I had a few things on my mind. I'm drinking this kombucha. This is ginger pineapple belly reset. I have a funny stomach. So I used to drink those a lot. And I'm not going to sit here and say I noticed the difference in anything. You got to be consistent regardless of whatever it is that you do. But I think they pretty good. And it has some vinegar in it, which that's good for us. It's good for arthritis and stuff. And I haven't had one in a long time. Like it's even good to take like a teaspoon of vinegar a day if you have arthritis bad. But if you saw the I'm still new to this YouTube stuff. Whatever the pin is, the title. I titled it Accountability. What Oh, excuse me, guys. What popped? I've been up for a good hour. What popped in my head with the accountability is when I saw the Tasha K video of her crying and all that stuff. She was saying how she loved Cardi B. Now, I'm not a fan of nobody. I'm nobody's fan because I've educated myself as far as that fandom goes. So I'm not a fan of anyone. But I would be a liar if I sat here and said I didn't watch Tasha K. I do watch Tasha K's commentary and I like Tasha K's commentary. I um I do like Cardi B, but I don't follow Cardi B on no kind of social media either. And I do like Nicki Minaj, but I don't follow her on any kind of social media either. So I'm not abreast of what they're doing out here unless I watch it on a blogger like Tasha K or Voodoo Doll or even Mad what is that girl? Mob Radio. If I don't watch any of them, and it's another female out there that I really like. I don't know how. Oh goodness, I don't know how to research on this stuff right now, being that I'm still kind of new. But I'll probably give her a shout out in my next video. I don't really need these glasses on. In my next video, if I do, because I really like watching her videos as well. But I want to start off with this. I'm not a gossip blog, but then there will be some things from the gossip sites that might resonate or might leave me still pondering and thinking about these things. So Tasha K came out and did all this crying and all this caring for Cardi B now. And she said some things that I respected. But I wasn't really feeling all the tears and everything with Tasha over that situation or how she's trying to use it. And I'm pretty sure that if we dig any deeper, that we're gonna find out it was a reason behind it. Nobody does these things. I'm really, really feeling strongly about Tasha being part of the industry. That she's just not that regular blogger anymore. because she has a big following. I'm just not seeing it. And a lot of people might not, and you might not even be on that page with me, and that's fine to me. But I'm starting to feel like this whole case with Cardi and Tasha is, if it's not scripted, I just feel like they're in cahoots and working together some way, somehow. Um, Accountability. I found Tasha case page, I want to say just before she went on that whole whatever it was tour. I would say revenge tour, but attack tour she did on Cardi B. Uh, Because I remember after that third live, and Tasha was going live on a regular, like more than she does today. She was live all the time. She had a show, a pop-up show, or some news, or some, some receipts she was revealing. And I remember one time thinking while I was watching it, and the same time, I could say whatever about anybody, but as I sit and think about how I sat through and watched those videos with her doing Cardi like that, but I remember thinking to myself, what did Cardi do to Tasha? What is it that we don't know? Why is she attacking this girl so much? And I liked Cardi before Love and Hip Hop. And I didn't even watch Cardi when she was on Love and Hip Hop. I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop. So I just liked her banter when she would do her little shorts or whatever, whenever I would find it or see it on Instagram or Facebook. But other than that, that's the most I was, you know, in on the Cardi B stuff. And I thought she was funny. She seemed to have a lot of personality. She say some things that a lot of people wouldn't say in public. Like, she kind of reminded me of a little Kim, in the sense that Kim's music when she was rapping was no one was rapping like that and saying the things that she was saying, except for Lady Saul. I read an article when they was like Lady Saul makes little Kim look like an innocent child. But I wasn't that much on the reggae, although I was familiar with Lady Saul. I just knew one song, and I think it was "Sometime a Man Can Gain Koofy, Gain Koofy." That's all I know of hers. But she has a lot of music, and from my understanding, it is not, for children. So people were telling Tasha K to stop, and she was getting cease and desist letters, and her words, she wiped her ass with cease and desist letters. And she just seemed to not care. And being that I'm definitely new to this. I'm not going to act like I know anything about being a podcaster. All I know is I've watched them do their thing, and then you learn where they went wrong. And if anybody is coming out as a new podcaster like myself, I just say learn from others' mistakes. I know it can be easy, to make a mistake, but what's a mistake today? We adults, a lot of these things we do know better. But I I never understood why she was on her so hard. And I also was thinking like Cardi B was pregnant. Cardi B had her baby, and it was just like no sensitivity on her behalf. And I didn't get it. But then there's still those people who were on the chat that was fine with what Tasha was doing, and almost like they saw nothing wrong with it, which to me it was totally out of order. So now today she's crying online. Now the most thing I've ever heard Tasha K talk about being done to her is that she was molested by a few of the guys that her mother dated or whatever. So I understand that. And she talks about it openly. I don't remember hearing her talk about wanting to kill herself. Not that that's neither here nor there, but I know she's very open about her life and things she's experienced. Now, like I said, I don't follow Cardi B. I don't follow these stars. And I know it was her birthday recently. But to me, I'm all for Cardi forgiving Tasha. I'm all for it 100%. And I wish that this whole situation could have went another way, but I really feel like Tasha made that bed. And I'm not gonna go either way. Like if Cardi continues on with the lawsuit, that's on Cardi. If Cardi chooses to drop the lawsuit, if it's possible, that's on Cardi. But from my understanding, the wheels of this bus has been turning, and I don't think you can just stop it like that when a judgment has been, you know, put out there. But I'm not. I'm just baffled because now it's like, come on, Tasha. I'm calling Cap. I'm calling Cap because now all of a sudden she done had an epiphany. Tasha Ben knew she was wrong. This is why it's hard to see if anything is real today. Who You be surprised at how many people are willing to, I guess you say, sell your soul for some money. You know what I'm saying? You be surprised at how many is willing to sell their soul for money and for fame and notoriety and all of that. There, people will do anything. I'm really calling Cap. Now all of a sudden, you wasn't sensitive when this girl had just had her baby and she could have been going through postpartum depression. Wasn't nobody thinking about that with Cardi. I was like, this girl just had a baby, and it was so ironic how right after Cardi had her baby, Tasha was still doing that stuff. And then like couple weeks later, Tasha hit us with she's pregnant. And I was like, wow. It just was something. I'm not feeling Tasha. She had no sensitivity towards Cardi, and a lot of that stuff with Cardi was because of what her husband was doing. Like, why are you holding Cardi's husband cheating on her against her? I never got that. I never understood it. But I feel like it's a lot more to this situation. Like, I understand that Cardi is requesting all Tasha's paperwork on where her money has gone. Tasha filed bankruptcy or moved the money after the case, which she was out of order for doing that. And to me, it's not looking too good for Tasha K. Not that I want to see anybody go down, but if it's your time to go down, it's a time in place for everything. It's a season for everything, and if it's time for her to go down, it's time for her to go down. Like, regular people deal with the ups and downs of life all the time, but when it comes to these people who we see in our face, these stars and these actors and these podcasters is put right in there with them. I don't believe podcasters are any different. Podcasters to me help to keep these people relevant, and they might just as well be in contract as well. But I'm not buying this whole Tasha and this she loving Cardi B. I'm not buying it. And then one thing that she said that I could respect and was that when she claimed to say to Nicki Minaj that everything Cardi did, they made her accountable. They put it out there. But when Nicki did shit, she wasn't held accountable. And that's funny because a lot of things are like that in life. It's like it all has to do with who people like. If I was a well liked person and people like me, when I would be wrong, it would be overlooked. They wouldn't say nothing. And it's not always a situation like how people say with Krishan Rock, that she got a bunch of yes men around her. So whatever she do, they're gonna be in agreement with. They're not gonna go against her because they don't want her to stop giving them whatever they're getting from her. There's a lot of cases like that. And there's a lot of cases like that in regular people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not gonna tell him this because he does this for me. And if I tell him the truth, they won't do that for me no more. And it's sad that it's like that because we always go to straight to the negative. But what if that person is just somebody who helps this individual around the house and they need this person's help, but they see something that this person is doing that's not right, and if they check them or let them know, that person might just not want to deal with you anymore. And that's crazy, but that's life. Just like a lot of these bloggers, when you set them straight or tell them something that they said wrong or correct them, they block you. They don't want you to tell them. And then they'll come out the next week with a video talking like what you was trying to explain to them. And that's when it's cap. It's cap. People cannot receive what they dish out, and not 9 times out of 10, the majority of these bloggers, they can't dish out. They can't take what they dish out to these people. It's funny to claim to be a blogger, and now your job is to say say whatever you feel like you want to say about these stars. But when your followers say something to you, you get offended, but you claim to have such thick skin. I don't have no thick skin. That's why my page is not about dogging and bashing people out, because I can't handle it. I'm fine if a person can come to me with respective criticism, because I am one to receive it. Because 9 times out of 10, I feel like as adults, depending on how much work you've done on yourself, we know majority of us know our faults and our flaws and all that. I truly believe that when a person is being nasty to an individual, they know what they're doing. It's been planned out. They already thought about it. No one is just nasty to somebody by accident. Not at all. No one is nasty to a person and say, I didn't know. They knew exactly what they were doing. And I don't care what anybody say. I said what I said. They know when they're being nasty. They know because one thing I've learned about humans is a lot of people won't admit it, but some people like confrontation and some people don't. And some people likes to keep drama because that's what they're accustomed to. That's what they're used to. That's what they grew up seeing. So they think drama in the life is a normal thing. Some of us didn't grow up with the drama in our life. Some of us grew up with knowing how to ask a question and not trying to act like I didn't know I offended you. Oh, who told you that? Why would you assume somebody told me? Why come I couldn't done some research? As if somebody else is the only person that got information out here. People kill me, but I believe we all know what we're doing. I don't know who Tasha K was working for with that whole situation with Cardi B as it was going down, but it went down and she was loving every bit of it. Now, if she got an epiphany, she didn't have to let us know she left Cardi B no messages. Why are you telling us? I don't get that part. Why you felt like you had to tell us? In that case, she should have screenshot everything she sent and showed it in that video and showed the receipts because it's not genuine when you tell us. I hear a dog and it's not my dog. It sounded like he was in here, but the dog next door, he probably right under my window. You know, if anything, Tasha could have just prayed for herself or prayed for Cardi and kept that personal into herself. But now to come and bring it before the audience is because she needs to know from us if she did a good thing. That's all that is. I don't care how anybody see it. Because otherwise, why are you telling us? Because she need those pats on her back from her fans. Those fans that's spending the money to take a trip to go see Tasha perform. She's a blogger, but now she's acting and she's a comedian now. I mean, we all can have a sense of humor and be funny at times. I feel like I'm funny, but people find me too serious. But I feel like life is freaking serious right now. The last thing I need to hear about is Krishan Rock and Blueface and Stewie. When there's wars going on, prophecy is unveiling before our eyes every day. For those of us who believe in scripture and read and actually read the Bible and not just allow a pastor to tell us something and we run with it. Those that read the Bible, they understand where I'm coming from. It's a lot of shit going on with your food. And one thing I know there's a lot of people who don't like chicken. I know there's people who don't eat chicken on a bone. But in these days and time, I feel like chicken on the bone is your best friend because you can't trust the steak because they gluing the meat together. These are things we need to think about every day. And it's like when Cat Williams said he at the gas pump making life decisions, should he get gas or should he eat? When you in the grocery store today is life decisions. Do you need that steak? Do you really trust the ground beef when they're telling you? See, one thing a lot of people don't understand is that they have to tell you what they're doing. So they got clever with it. They tell you what they're doing in the movies. But if you don't know signs and symbols, which there are a lot of bloggers out here that teach you signs and symbols, the numbers, and even they go by color. And colors differentiate, it's different from here and there. And for the times, like around the time when Trump was president, it was a lot of that Tiffany blue and a lot of, I want to say, was it the purple, the purple with Obama, and some of the Tiffany blue. And if you go back and look at a lot of old videos around those presidents' times, you'll see a lot of the staffs wearing a lot of that Tiffany blue, a lot of that purple. Those colors are significant to something. And I'm not getting into that because that's not me. But I do follow some bloggers who break all that stuff down for you. I don't feel like that's where I'm at in it. And when I say that's where I'm at, it's like that's not my bag. But I receive those who's teaching it. See, it's not for me to teach that. It's not in my spirit to do so. So I know my place. And I feel like my place is more so, you want to leave the room? You want to leave the room? What you whining about? Is more so to educate, break things down for a little more understanding. Because that's what I like. I love to educate and be educated. And I love it when I have understanding. And one thing scripture tells you to get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And I love it when I can understand something 100%. And I feel like if everyone was understanding things, I could see things working out a little differently in this world. Some people don't have understanding and they still like to have something to say, which I don't get that. I don't have nothing to say if I don't understand it. I don't have nothing to say if I don't know anything about it. And that's the thing people don't get. People get offended when you know more about something that they don't. And instead of trying to hook up with you to learn more or to find out where you get your information, they rather criticize or not speak to you. It don't hurt me because you can't take my knowledge away from me. One thing about Gina is I like to research a lot of things. If you say something I don't know that word, I'm gonna Google that word. If you say something about anything, I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna do a research on it. I'm gonna, especially if anything is left on me that I'm pondering and something in my spirit that's saying it's undone with me. I have to figure something out. I'm gonna research. I'm not just gonna be like, oh well, he said, whoa, 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 that's what it is. Nah, nah, because I understand that there are people out here who listen to people and take what they say and just run with it. They don't research it. They think them people's word is born. So I believe in researching and actually knowing. I don't even get bloggers who come with their blogs and be like, I don't know how the hell you want this as your topic, but you gonna say you don't know, then you didn't do your research. You had no business even talking about it. My whole thing was accountability, and I really liked how Tasha said, how she claimed to say to Nicki Minaj, how she's held Cardi B accountable for everything she's done, but she's never held Nicki Minaj accountable for anything. And like I was saying, that happens a lot. It happens on jobs. Is I'm in the catering. I used to do catering when I lived in Baltimore. I did a little catering in Boston, not a lot. But now I'm doing catering again. And what I noticed in catering, there are so many bullies in catering, and the bullies are usually older women that's miserable. And it's almost like you can tell exactly what's going on. And when a supervisor said to me, because people are coming to these supervisors with their complaints, and the supervisor saying to you, she's already been through HR, they've already talked to her, they know about her, she's a problem, it's best that you stay away from her. Why is this person still working, causing division, making people uncomfortable, and being bossy? Why is she still in the establishment? Who is she related to that she's allowed to spew her negative energy, and the staff higher than you are feeling like there's nothing they can do? Oh, because she's on time. Oh, she comes on time ready to make people miserable. So now we can't touch her because she's on time. I don't get how people run establishments today. I heard a manager last night tell the coworker, my coworker was saying, another bossy miserable lady, and was like, "What is anybody gonna do anything about her?" Blah 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 blah. And I heard the manager kind of basically shun him from what he was saying, like basically telling him to ignore it. You can't ignore that. Ignore it. And she said, just put your head down and stay in your place. To me, that was so wrong. Like, you would not be able to tell me to put my head down and stay in my place. Not at all. That's not going to work. But these women, there was a woman that works with me. I'm in catering, like I said. And because some catering events are big, that they may get temps to come in and help. So the temps come in, and we serve the season ticket holders, some that are in businesses. So when I first started, I talked to the supervisor and let her know, I'm looking to move up. I have a lot of experience in the catering, and they don't recognize your experience. And I noticed that with a lot of jobs. So the base pay is the base pay. It doesn't matter about your experience. You know what I'm saying? And from the looks of it, they're not they don't they don't care about your morale either, because the miserable people are the ones that they get a lot of say. The bossy bullies, they get a lot of say, and it's almost like the managers, they ignore them, but they're ignoring them is not setting them straight. It's just leaving them to do whatever they choose to do, and that's not right for the rest of the morale of your other staff. It makes people, if you feel like you need to ask uh a worker if they're okay to work because of a situation they had with one of the problem workers, that that shows that there's obviously something wrong there. But they're not going to do anything about it. It's okay, because she's been here 20 years, and that's just it. You just have to deal with her. She can do that. She can whisper about you and talk about you to your coworkers, and your coworkers can tell you, because nobody likes her. And your coworkers are telling you, because nobody wants to work with her, but they have to. And it's not even work with her. I got to change that around, because see, you don't work with her. You're working for her, because she's not doing anything. She's sending everybody else and telling everybody else what they need to do. Because she's an honorary manager. There's a lot of honorary managers in the field of catering because they promote themselves and they will tell you they're looking at me for manager. Looking at you for manager and being manager is totally different. And if you don't know how to talk to your coworkers, that shows that you're not even ready for the position. Something's not right. So that's what I see. And they're not making people accountable. So people just go on doing what they want to do at work. And then they'll lose. If they don't get rid of the good people would just leave. And then we're left with the miserable people that you almost call mom by accident because mom was always mad at home. So now you see it at work and you almost call this white woman mom. Damn sure ain't your mom. She's just miserable and upset about something, which all she's doing is dispensing food from a hot thing to a counter. What is her problem? What do you want, bunch? So, accountability. We all need it. A lot of people don't like conflict, but sometimes what we got to realize is conflict helps us to grow. Cardi B is not going to help Tasha K become a better person. Please. I don't know. I really seriously believe that people just think people are stupid. They probably think they stupid enough to follow me. Then you know what I'm saying? Because some of the shit people say, you're like, get out of here. If you kill yourself, who's gonna make me a better person? Your damn self, by acknowledging your wrongs. Who Tasha thinks she is? I'm so tired of people. Yourself, your children, your family. When people check you and let you know you wrong, that's gonna help you become a better person. When you receive it and you work on it, you didn't receive nothing. Cardi B was not the only one telling you to cease and desist with this situation. Your fans were telling you to. And you had slick ass comments for them. You didn't care. You don't only owe Cardi B an apology. She's an idiot. Not Cardi, Tasha. She's totally out of control and wrong. And she's cap for this whole video she just made. But I hope everybody enjoys their Saturday. I am off. I do not work on Sabbath. And I needed to get a little break away from that catering because we have no control over anything. We're just worker bees, and that's exactly what I say when I go in there. I'm a worker bee. I'm not a boss. I'm looking to move up, but I'm not gonna lie so I can control people where they won't question your authority. To me, that's a fraud. You're a liar. You're lying to your coworkers so they can listen to you. And then you don't know how to talk to them and you're bullying them. You're absolutely wrong. Talking about holding people accountable. So my coworker said that she was being looked at as management. And this was Sunday, where she was bossing people around and telling them what to do. And I felt like she's lying. Something ain't right about this whole thing. And it's just that our supervisor, she's so lax. One of them. She's good to work with. She's gonna get on you. But they don't have no control. So that's what I'm going to say, because they don't show that they have any control. So she was really rude to two of the temp agency workers. After she said what she said to those two guys, they put their head down. I watched the whole motion when she talked to them, how she talked to them, and as they put their head down and walked away. And I was like, that's not me. Because I'll be the first person to say in front of them and her, don't let nobody talk to you like that. She's not your boss. She doesn't tell you what to do, you know. But for some reason, I stayed out of it. And me and this girl, we would talk because she was looking for a room as well. And I was like, she was telling me where she was staying, and everywhere she stayed, she didn't obviously have a permanent spot, because she was staying here and it was an hour away from work, and then she was staying here and it was probably like another hour or 45 minutes to an hour away from work, and she was sleeping on people's couches and sofas and stuff like that. So I had a room to rent. I still got another room to rent. And she was like, she gotta really think about it. But I'm glad it wasn't meant for her. So we was talking at, when we were work together and when we seen each other. But after Sunday and watching her, how she behaved, I stopped, chatting with her about just regular things. I kept it work. I kept it professional. It wasn't like I just stopped talking to her. I only talked about work. If it was something to do with work, I would respond. I would say something. I was short. And so she noticed, because I'm hearing her tell the supervisor, I want her to stay here. And, like directing, like she's some type of manager for real. Like, so I go to my supervisor, Tony, and said, between you and Lexi, who is in charge if you're not around? Because I'm not going to just be taking orders from anybody just because they feel like they want to give an order. It don't work like that. Who are we to listen to? Because if that's the case, I can say I'm being looked at as management. Go over there and you do that. No, that's some delusional person that really needs to be evaluated, because you're lying. So, like I said, I work like 3-4 days out of the week, and I kept it short. Ain't nothing to talk about. 1 minute is, oh, you can't do that. And then it's like, oh, have you tried the muffin? Why would I try a muffin when you act like you the pastry police? So then if I try it, then it's, oh, you're not supposed to eat it, the guest. So I'm not eating anything until it's time to eat. I'm following the rules, but you got a problem with me following the rules. This is the part I don't get. So yesterday when she comes in, she's working with me on drinks. It's her, me, and two other people on drinks, on sodas. So we got to keep the count and all of that of how much sodas we bring out and put for the function. So she says something like, "Oh, we're gonna get along to work together." We haven't not gotten along. I just stopped dealing with her like that because I see how she has been to people. And I always feel like if you can do them that way, you can do me like that. Now, I don't want to say it's a racial thing because she's white and the two young guys from the tip agency were Haitian. I don't want to say it's that. But her excuse was why she told the manager to leave me and to take them there was because I'm an awesome worker. No, I don't work for you. We should all be awesome workers. But I ignored it and I held the door open for her because she had the flatbed so we can put the sodas on. I just said, ignored what she said, and I said, I'm holding this door for you to come out. So we get around to the front elevator, and she goes, "Are we good?" Like she wanted to know if we were good. She opened the door. I hadn't said anything to her about how I felt about that situation, except that Sunday when I was like, look, ain't nobody gonna be tug of warring over me, telling me this. I have one manager, and that's it. And then she got this lady there trying to help, trying to explain, but she was wrong because you can't explain a lie that somebody else is putting out there. She ain't been there that much longer than me. So, or maybe she has, but she still wasn't management. So I told her, she asked, "Are we cool? What's going on?" I said, "Look, you were rude to those guys Sunday. You were you were a bully and you was talking very nasty to them, and you was using that you're being looked at as management, which I don't believe it, which is a lie." And she was like, "I've never been rude to anybody." I said, "You were rude. You were a bully. You were talking very nastily to people." And everybody knows it. When they have to put their head down because they don't know how to receive it and walk away, that's rude. Because there's you talk to us in a way that Lexi don't even talk to us like that. Neither does Tony. So she threw her hands up and said, I can't take this today. You asked me, and I told you. You can't take it because you don't want to receive it. But you're the problem. And I'm not dealing with you. Just like I'm not dealing with none of the other biddies that's miserable, complaining, come to work every night to complain. Why are you here? But that's just what it is. People need to be held accountable. I always tell my friends, let me know what I'm doing out there, how I'm looking. If I'm wrong, tell me, because I don't want to be out here looking stupid. Like, I've been on a few lives and my tone has probably gotten loud, and a lot of people don't receive it well. Sometimes I feel like my tone is because of the urgency that's behind it. A lot of people today, in today's world, which is so strange with how bad it is and all the stuff that's going on in this world, they're so lax. Like, it's nothing. It's serious. The music that's out here for the children and us, the food, the political stuff that's always been fake in a facade. These people act like they don't get nothing there. They 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 hate for a person to tell them that they're sheeple or asleep, but at the same time, a lot of those same people will not research anything. They don't realize that the left wing and the right wing is on the same freaking bird. You don't think Trump is at Hillary Clinton house or at her cookouts? You know, these kids that went to school together. These people are friends and colleagues. You think what they show us on the news, you think Trump is not a part of them? just because he wasn't one of the presidents that is in the lineage, he might just be a distant cousin. But I don't think they're gonna let anybody in there that is not a part of them. Not at all. They're not. People really need to wake up. But I'm fine not being popular. I used to be very popular. But I was popular because I was nice, not because I was nasty. But what I see today is the popular people are the nasty people who are 9 times out of 10 wrong about a lot of the shit they say and do. To know that I'm not popular and the most liked one allows me to know that I'm on the right path, because I'm not gonna belittle myself to be liked by these people who don't research anything, who knows nothing. I don't need friends that bad. I don't need friends that bad at all. All you need is a good 2 to 3 people in your circle, to be honest with you. You don't need to be liked by everybody, that you gotta be so passive. I can't get with that. Ain't nothing wrong with telling a person you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying I don't know or I don't understand. But we don't get that today. Everybody gotta know. Nobody wants to feel like they're being left out or that they don't know anything. And that's sad that they're willing to even lie and fake it till you make it. To me, I'm not even for that saying anymore. That's been wrong in my book for a very long time, because you can't fake everything until you make it. You can fake some things, but you might not make it. And you're gonna be found out eventually. Why? Because half of y'all niggas is faking shit that you ain't even researched about. So you know nothing about it. You're just faking. You're just living a lie. And that's all I got to say today. Happy Sabbath. And try to be accountable. And that's being accountable with your family. If you want to be a friend to somebody, that's being accountable to a friend. Recognize and realize when a person's had your back, when you were coming in with your low self-esteem questions and not knowing what to do, and they encouraged you to do something other than that. Remember those people in your life, because when you start laughing at them, just look at your downfall in the horizon, because you don't get nowhere from being that way. And that's it.